guys, Evil209 here, back again with another special edition of Warhammer 40K Battle Report. I am joined by my son Gabriel as we're going to be participating in the team tournament for up in the Ligonier Public Library. Norm's throwing the event, Brad's running it, should be a lot of fun. Gabe, you excited?
Yes.
It's a Christmas event, so we're wearing our Christmas hats. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the decks.
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel, and this is basically my army. I have one squad of Marines here, and another over there. Got another squad of Marines back here, and one long phase squad. And you see here we have my warlord here. Got another squad of Marines up here on the hill, and another squad of long phase back there. And that's basically my entire army. My dad was going to describe his army.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and describe my list real quick. Basically, I'm running a librarian. He's running Null Zone and Gate of Infinity. I have a drop pod with an 8-man Stern Guard squad. They've got two combi Flamer, two combi Meltas in there. I'm actually running a Whirlwind today, a Vindicator, and a Docker Pred, and then two 10-man squads that have Melta guns and power fits in them. Oh, and a missile launcher. That's my 1,000 points. We're still setting up at this for this particular event, and we'll get on you up to turn 1. Okay, so Lynn was kind enough to steal the initiative on us, so his Space Wolves are deployed over there. Matt's Blood Angels, old first edition Road Trader Space Wolves. These things are beautiful. Are deployed over here. We'll get back to you after their first turn. Alright, so their turn, the first turn is done. Lynn basically, Living Lightning my Whirlwind, took 2 hull points off and they can't shoot this turn. He fired some missiles over there into the Gabe squad, and he killed 2 Marines over there, and then a Cyclone on the Terminators that are sucking back air. Fired back there but wounded nothing. Moving on to our first turn is done. I basically dropped a Vindicator around and a bunch of shots in that squad there, dropped them down to 2. The Stern Guard squad came over here, used their Vengeance on 83 and took some guys out over here. Gabe fired some long fangs, and it was his Marines that did the last wound on the 2 land speeders over here. And I think we dropped a couple of Blood Angels over here. Moving on to their turn 2. Okay, so their turn 2 is over. Matt over here softened up my little 5-man squad over there. He also softened up Gabe's long fang by 1 missile, but we're rolling on to turn 2. Okay, so at the end of our second turn, basically we finished off that squad over there. Gabe peppered that squad in the back. The Whirlwind did some help too. Stern Guard jumped in there and tried to finish that squad off. My boys over here came over here for some Blood Angel fun. Gabe's been firing the crap out of those 4 Terminators, and damned if he can get them down. Moving on to their turn. Okay, so turn 3, basically we're whittling this squad down over here, and our veterans kind of had a little slap fight over there. Moving on to Gabe and I's turn. Alright, so the end of our third turn, the slap fight continues back here. Gabe's making an advance. The primary objective is the center objective, so Gabe's making his move over here. We're down to the chaplain over here. Tycho got doubled out by a power fist. These guys back here got shot out by a Vindicator and a pin, and Gabe has shaved off a couple of Terminators. He's down to 2 over there. Moving on to their 4th turn. Alright, so the end of their 4th turn, basically we have a big slap fight going on over here. They shot over there and did nothing, and Lane cleaned me up over here, so his Blood Claws are free. Moving on to our turn 4. Alright, so yep, pretty much. Alright, so end of their turn 4, their turn 5. I mean, basically he shot into here and killed the 1 sergeant. He basically this is the end of our turn 4. He moved on to his 5 already. Gabe basically hit in the jaw with 4 missile launchers. He rolled 3 1s and was gone. Gabe moved over here and finished off the 1 squad, moved into the center to take the objective. We're moving on to our 5th turn. 5th turn. No, they already did theirs. They had first turn, so it's our 5th turn. Yeah, it's your 5th. It's your 5th. Now, right? You get to assault. Yeah, it's their 5th. Alright, so Lynn retreated his guy. Where did he go? Is he hiding?
Hey, guess what? He made it back to here. He was listening to the table.
Oh, so you just took him off the table. Alright, so Lynn took his last guy off the table. Matt's got 4 Marines left over here. We're moving on to our 5th and more than likely. Alright, so our turn 5 kind of finished off the game. Lynn's guy got blown off over here. These guys got blown off over here. Gabe is securely holding that center objective. We're going to go talk to Brad and move on to round 2.
So the game that we just played turned out that we won the game, barely. Lynn and Matt had a very good army, but in the end of the game, we turned out to I held the main objective, and we won the game because we got the other guys off the board, and we held the basic objective, and so we're gonna see how round 2 goes once we talk to Brad. And so that's how round 1 went.
Alright, so after our first round victory, we're moving on to round 2. We are playing Matt, who is not here at the moment. They're both playing Demons with 6 squads of Flamers. I buttoned up over here because that's the deployment. Gabe's going to be on that side. Hi, Gabe! And I've got to be on this side, so I kind of buttoned up over here. Stern guard are in the drop pod, and Gabe's doing his best to try to spread out as much as possible and lessen the damage. They've got turn 1 unless we steal, so here we go. Alright, so Matt in his infinite glory mishapped 3 times. Thank you, Matt. But they did get a Flamer squad in here, which punched up in a big hole. In between the horrors over there, they took out 1 Long Fang squad. Yeah, Gabe's sad that he lost a Long Fang squad, but we're gonna make him pay, right, Gabe?
I'm gonna shoot him in the face like 100 times.
Alright, so moving on to our turn. Okay, so after our turn 1, Gabe helped clean up the squad of Flamers and 1 squad of horrors over here. Those guys are down to 2. My man glimmered my super duper plan with 3 Flamers that I was going to dump into his squad, but they ended up shooting Gabe's guys, and his Screamer's down to a wound. Moving on to their turn 2. Alright, so Flamers dropped in over here, took out the Stern Guard squad. I'm down to 1 wound on the Libby. Flamers dropped in over here and evaporated a couple of things over here. Remaining Screamer made this one no move, no shoot. Moving on to our turn. Alright, so at the end of our second turn, the Screamer is dead. The Flamers that are here are dead. The Flamers that were there were dead. The pink horrors that were there are dead. Unfortunately, Libby dropped, so that does kind of change things because that null zone was awfully sweet. Moving on to their third turn. Alright, so their Flamers came down and vaporized a few more things over here. The squad that was here is gone.
It's not possible.
We're getting kind of thinned out over here, but we're going to give it another shot. I think this is our 4th turn. Yeah, our 4th turn. So moving on. Woo! Alright, so we took one of the Flamers off here. The Flamer squad was here, is gone. Fired some off there, they're down to that. And I put a wound on the Blue Scribe. Kind of spread out over here. So that's pretty much all we got. Moving on to their turn. Alright, so poor Gabe is down to 1 model who made it. Yeah, that poor little guy over there. I'm down to 5 here. He charged a monstrous creature here. Game's definitely taking its turn. Moving on to our 5th turn. Alright, so basically what we're down to, took out the Flamer squad here. They're beginning to clean up over here. We had a big slap fight, nobody did anything over here. Moving on to their 5th turn, so the game has definitely taken its toll. Gabe is off the board. 2 hull points and immobilized here. The Whirlwind is gone. Bindi is still technically sitting up there. And down to 3 Marines in there. We're going on to the 6th and final turn.
Okay. In one game we were just playing on round 2, we lost the game. Well, the enemy had a gazillion Flamers, so we had, by the end of the game, I only had 1 Marine. My dad had some stuff, but by the end of the game we rejected. They were just too good on us. Well, they were awesome on us, but we lost, so that's how we're going to see how round 3 goes, but that was just
Alright, so this is our game 3. We're going to go through this real quick because we're really crunched for time. Basically, they've got a deployment zone down the middle. Gabe had to deploy here. I had to deploy over there. His partner doesn't come on until turn 3. He had a squad of Plague Marines that Gabe took out over here. Stern Guard dropped down here, fired 2+ poison rounds, and he made every single save. So we're moving on to their turn. Alright, so basically his Lord came down here and tried to challenge, they took out the rest of the Stern Guard, but the Librarian took out the Lord, which is a Warlord, and we're getting points for that. So we're moving on to our turn. Alright, so we're at the end of our 2nd turn, and unfortunately our poor partner Chad has nothing left on the board. I don't think it's over. I think Brad's got to let you put them down. Gabe peppered that squad with as many missile launchers. And the Predator fired shots into there. That squad's dead. The Plague Marine that was in hand-to-hand with the Librarian's dead. Chad's dead. We're going to see what happens on turn. Alright, so Brad made an exception and allowed his partner to come on. Two Helldrakes came in and basically wiped out Squad and Marine. Hellbrew came in and, I'm sorry, the Forge Fiend came in and took out the Whirlwind, and he killed a Marine here and a Long Fang over here with some Cultists and some Marines. Moving on to our turn, so at the end of our third turn, basically Gabe missile launched the BS out of that Cultist squad, and it's pretty much gone. He also was charged into here. I fought everything I could into that Plague Bearer squad, and we're still locked in combat. Moving on to their fourth turn. Alright, so we're at the end of our fourth turn. Ron moved his Cultist over into this combat over here. He vector struck this one here, took a whole point off, and the Helldrakes are still doing their damage over there. Moving on to... Oh, yeah. And we're down to the Herald over here. I'm sorry, I want to give him his credit. Our turn 5. Alright, we think that's the end of 5. The Herald over here challenged my Power Fist and lost.
Yes, in 5.
Yeah, Gabe moved one over here, they moved over there. The Helldrake, Gabe fired every missile launcher in the army at it and couldn't hit it, so we're down to their last turn. Alright, so we had dice down, call down. Basically, Ron moved his Helldrake over and flamered that squad. We have a guy left. He flamered over here. We have a couple of guys left. We're going to count up points, but the objective was to kill your warlords. Gabe is over there chilling in the back. Mine's chilling there by the drop pod, so we have 8 points already, so we'll count up some points and get back to you.
Okay, so hey guys, you saw the game that we played on round 3. We're counting up points, but from the looks of things, we probably won the game. The objective was to kill the warlord. I destroyed the one guy's. I basically shot my long fangs into one guy's warlord, killed him, and my dad killed the other warlord with his warlord. So we're gonna see what place we
blew me away with the attendance today. So sorry if I was a little bit running around a little bit. This is awesome. I think for these larger games, I will be looking for a full-time non-playing volunteer. Anybody wants to, please drop me an email, drop me a line. That way I can keep things running smoother, and they can be the ringer, so I can but I want to make sure everybody plays. I'd rather get a little bit rushed and make sure everybody gets a game in and some fun games in. Now, I hope you weren't a little bit distracted by the scenarios. I know some of them were a little bit different. Believe it or not, these are all previously Hard Boys scenarios, only slightly modified. The final mission, I know Chad was at first going, man, this is so rough, and then he ended up getting a ton of points because he didn't realize the conditions only mattered about the warlords. But that was one where in Hard Boys you had to split your force into half. Half got on the table, the other half didn't come in till later, and you had to stay alive. So they're all kind of unique. They're all kind of from GW, just adapted over a little bit. So hopefully they didn't cause us to slow down too much. And with that all, I would like to thank those people who are wearing the cool hats today, those people who came in the spirit of Christmas. And in fact, I do believe we had 4 people who spent a good chunk of the day wearing Christmas hats.
Me, but it's in my car because my head's sweating.
Where would Sarah be?
Sweetie!
She's back there. Back there. In the back.
Let me see, does she still have it on?
Yep.
It's still on her head?
No.
Yeah, it's on her head.
Okay. Reason I'm asking this question, it only matters with which plaque you guys get. Because the 2 people wearing hats all day also happen to do the best. 36-36. So, with that in mind, since they actually both have them on, you have them in your... But
you took it off my head.
I know, I saw him taking it on. There is actually no difference because guess what? This fine gentleman, even though GW may not have given us prize support and taken it all away from every tournament, he has mastered the way to make sure you still get it anyway. So you guys will be getting $25 apiece. You'll be getting $25 and a plaque. So I will first walk him up here.
I need names.
Most Holiday Spirit for bringing his son out to play this game. And at first I'd heard about, hey, I think Ed's coming out to crush everybody. He's going to run 2 lists. This young man has picked up these rules quite well. When Dad started to quiz him and did 10 or 12 questions in a row with what does a Space Marine need to hit?
3 up.
What's his armor save?
3 up.
Okay, that's all that matters, guys. If you know how to play this game, I'm sorry. For this, you may congratulate your dad and pick something off the shelf. The best holiday spirit here today.
Games Workshop merchandise. So, come Games Workshop.
Now, that leaves Matt and Sarah. So where's that other hat coming up here, young lady?
More, but you have to pay for the rest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But whatever.
Doesn't count.
Now, is this the second?
Oh, she actually
This
did it
would
up
be
here.
the best team,
Here's
yes.
the second. They get 25 also. Okay.
All
You
right.
get 25 in Games Workshop stuff. So pick something up.
David, I know exactly.
I will once I'm able to get over there.
As soon as you get over there, there you go.
Now, I have another tie. Now, for that other tie, I've got 2 plaques. So I'm going to need everybody's help here. So you're actually going to have to vote for me. What I need to see is a show of hands. Can I get Steve and TJ to stand up?
Oh, yeah, what's up, everybody?
Okay. Can I get Chad and Logan, the other father-son duo of the day? So,
Father-son duo, guys. I don't know if you know. Hey!
only minorly disturbing.
Look at the group.
That is disturbing.
Okay.
I think TJ might be the mailman's kid, really.
What I need to see is which of these teams would you say showed the most spirit today?
I'd say Poolman.
Our Tyranid Spore Pod crew or the Orc Slayers?
I gotta go with orcs.
Yeah, I gotta go with the
I
orcs.
love orcs.
Orcs and chaos.
Okay, show of hands for Steve and TJ. All right, let me count here. I go 1, 2, 3. Steve, is your own hand raised for yourself? TJ, is your hand raised for yourself?
I'm in the back of the room.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now I want to see him for Chad and Logan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Store owner.
We'll get him up here and roll dice.
All right, there you go.
You're up, Logan.
TJ, come on down. Logan, stand up to the table.
Hey, Ed, hand us a D20.
This is where it really should be decided. 2d6 for all the marbles.
Come on.
2d6 per person?
Assuming I can get a D6.
Psychic check. That's
Okay, 2d20, I don't care.
We only need one.
Yeah, but there's be one for you.
Well,
For these plaques right here. Any other $25, I think.
2 men enter.
Okay. 2d6 and a d2 or d6 and a d20. Okay. Just d6.
Put the 20s away.
High die gets it.
There you go. Steve,
What was that?
come on down.
Sir.
It's the fairest way in this game that you guys can do it.
Spore pod dance. Spore pod.
There's your number 3 then.
That's number 3. So you guys get $25 and
Together?
yeah, together.
Yeah.
Not separate.
Yeah,
In Games
Okay.
Workshop stuff.
I thank you all. I've got to talk to this gentleman about a January event.
I like the tie.
And now,
I thought they were doing John's
who
time.
here was planning the bit, was talking to me, texting me about setting up an event somewhere?
I think between Tom and I, we
Okay, did you get any prices?
Not that stuff.
I'll have to talk to Tom. He did all the math, and I think he left.
Okay, then just send me text on it all. Dan, what do you got?
Tom's gonna know.
Yes.
What's going on?
That's supposed to be after the beginning of the year. I will be sending something out. Now, fantasy. Who here is interested in the fantasy event come January?
What's the event? I need to play fantasy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got over a dozen.
What's happening?
January will be fantasy, 1,500 points a person, or do we want to do fantasy team? Would that get more people involved?
How about 1,000 points a person?
What's that? Is that a big no?
Yeah, no team.
Okay,
I think we should do teams.
1,500 points a person, sound good for fantasy?
Is there gonna be like different brackets? Because I'm god awful.
Yes, if we have the severe crowd and we have the beginners, we will split it up like we have done it past for
I've got like 3
40K.
games under my belt.
I have one, but I destroyed, so I'm not.
Now, the next 40K event, I was going to go back to doing a singles event. Do we want to do small point cost so we have easier, quicker games? Or do you want to go the largest that we can do to get it in comfortably?
I think we should do 1999.
No. I will not go over 1,500 so we can have relaxed rounds. I can do 750 to 1250 and we've actually fit in 4 rounds comfortably before, or we can do 1,500 at 3 rounds. But I want to make sure that we don't have the rush. I hate rushing you guys out, but I want to give you time to play.
Is there anywhere else we can play? Use this longer?
Well,
Not yet.
not yet.
It's 750. I run one.
Now that is going to be changing. We do hope to have other events.
After the first year.
After the first year, we may have a new venue.
That don't have answers yet. You do this all the time.
He's a teenager.
If we can do it, how many people are able to start earlier?
Yeah!
Earlier than 9. Where would we
I have
go?
a car. I can start like way before.
Because doesn't Hawaii open at 7? Usually we go there. Oh, okay.
But we'll talk about that later.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to get an idea. Ladies and gentlemen, now, hey, those of you who live out my way, if you're not too tired, there is a game and beer for those of you old enough for the beer.
I'm in!
Otherwise, you have to have milk or, tea or something. But I'm out the whole sop away. I just finished up my game room. I've got 3 tables ready to rock. But Daddy needs a beer.
Yeah.